It was full. I mean, it was packed. They've got.
Welcome everyone to the West Milton Council meeting for July 8th, 2025. If everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and stay standing for the invocation. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Lord, our gracious Heavenly Father, we bow before your high and holy presence tonight, thankful for the day that you've blessed us with, for the beautiful sunshine, and for the peace that we're able to experience today. We're thankful to gather together tonight, Father, to oversee the things of this community, and we're thankful for each one that is out. We pray, Father, that you would just bless each one, and Father, help us to use our talents and abilities for the betterment of this community. And Father, we pray that you would help it to be done in unity. And Father, just pray that you'd bless. We pray that you would be with those victims of the flooding in Texas over recent days, and just pray that you would bless each family. And Father, those still working the rescues and things of this nature. And we pray that you would just continue to keep your hand of protection upon us as a community as well, and watch over each one. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Mayor Hurst,
Present.
Mr. Souders,
Here.
Mr. Fogel, Ms. Gregory, here, Ms. Metz,
Here.
Mr. Horn,
Here.
Mr. Dorman.
Here. We had two members of the council that were absent from the June 24th council workshop meeting, Councilman Souders and Councilman Fogel. Are there any motions to excuse these members from that meeting?
I make a motion we excuse said council members from said meetings.
Second.
All right. Roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman,
Yes.
Mr. Horn,
Yes.
Ms. Metz,
Yes.
Ms. Gregory,
Yes.
Mr. Fogel, Mr. Souders, Mayor Hurst.
Yes. All right. Next is the meeting minutes from June 10th, 2025, regular council workshop, and June 24th council workshop meeting. Are there any motions to approve the minutes from these two meetings?
I make a motion to approve June 10th regular council minutes and June 24th workshop minutes.
Second.
All right. Roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman,
Yes.
Mr. Horn,
Yes.
Ms. Metz,
Yes.
Ms. Gregory,
Yes.
Mr. Fogel, Mr. Souders,
Yes.
Mayor Hurst.
Yes. Next is correspondence to council.
None was received, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Next on the agenda is the Stillwater Crossings update with Mr. Ron Kaufman.
Good evening, members of council and mayor, and city manager. I was asked, I received a list of questions that you wanted answered, and I sent those back to you this morning. Does each of the members have a copy of those, or? Okay. Does anybody have any questions about those?
Any additional questions for Mr. Kaufman?
Oh, we was wondering an update on the streetlights. Some of them came in and then they disappeared.
To be honest with you, I don't know where they're at. I just drove through there and, you know, they've done the underground, but they haven't installed the streetlights.
Because it was done probably a month ago, at least.
I don't understand. We haven't heard from them. I'll give them a call.
Didn't you say it was something kind of weird, like they actually had poles up and then
Yeah, there was 4 or 5 in the front and then they disappeared.
Really?
They didn't have the tops, it was just the tower.
We'll call them tomorrow.
Thank you.
I have a question about, in your response to our questions, you mentioned in several places that rooftops. We obviously have more than we did when we started, because there's how many out there now that have been built. And so it seems kind of vague or nebulous to say that. How many, how many is it what's that magic number, if you will?
I can't give you the exact number. I've been working with CVS, Sarah, and city manager, and I went to the ICSC recently, and they love the project. They just want more rooftops, and we're ready to start those, but we got to pass the NCA. But I can tell you, most of you, if not all of you, have been to Sellers Well. It was actually 8 years from the time we started until we got our first commercial. I don't think that's the case here, but I'm hoping a lot sooner, okay? I mean, they gotta have enough rooftops that they can make it worth their while to come in and make that big investment.
So they don't see any benefit in all the traffic that goes by every day on 571. That doesn't count.
Well, it does count. One of the things that's going on right now is interest rates are very high. And we have a local user that wants to very much put in a nice restaurant, okay? But he's having trouble getting his SBA loan closed because of interest rates. I was looking at the Marketplace Express performance early on. It was like 2.5 years ago. The interest rates were 4.5%. Today they're 8 to 8.5%. That makes a big difference. So the banks want more equity put in. But I think interest rates are starting to drop. At least I hope they are. We did get a term sheet from 3 banks on the apartments. And I don't know if you've read through there, but Centerstone Homes, which is Jason Morris and I, we're committed to buying 30 lots that are 70-foot lots and putting in estate-style homes. And then Ryan Homes has, and I got a call today, they're ready to go ahead and sign the contract for 112 lots, and they will absorb those in about 2.5 to 3 years. And those price points, you have them in your sheet, but we've increased prices considerably.
So when you talk about like CVS, so when you talk about like CVS and they want rooftops, do they know, like, are they like when the north side like is moving along and going forward, then they're good with it?
Well, I'm not gonna tell you for sure, but
Sure.
I sold CVS a site in Springboro, okay? And it took the rooftops to get them to move forward. And I've talked to the same guy. He feels the same up here. He likes the project. He likes the fact that there isn't any other competition around. And within a 7-mile radius, we got a large number of people, okay? But in order for them to make that kind of investment, they have to be sure it's gonna make. By the way, I've been fighting pneumonia, so my voice is we're weak tonight, so but I really believe we're going to get CVS. The other thing we're working on is the YMCA. Jeff has been great. We've met with the Miami County YMCA I guess a couple of times. We've met with the Dayton YMCA. They will actually do it, but they have to have Miami County YMCA actually say they're going to do it, or let Dayton do it, okay? That would be a big draw, okay?
I mean, something I learned at ICSC, like when we talk about CVS, is like we don't necessarily get to just go handpick who we want here. Like they have those sheets that are at all the booths, and like if you don't meet that criteria, then they're not going to come to you. And I understand, like that really cleared a lot of things up for the commercial for me, is understanding like Marco's Pizza, they had free pizza, that's why I went there. They're like, we will not come to your market. But then other pizza places are like, yeah, we don't care that you have other pizza places. It was interesting how each company has a different set of criteria, and like you have to check their boxes, and there's probably some flexibility, but I understand like what they mean by rooftops. I was just curious, like had they seen the full plan to where they're like, if this full plan is done, then we're then we're happy with that. Because I know it, I mean, it's a time thing also.
Interest rates is hurting everybody these days.
Absolutely.
But hopefully that's gonna drop in, this fall, certainly
Mhm.
next year. But Warren County Port Authority has approved the project, which is big, because if they didn't approve it, it wasn't gonna happen. The only thing we need now is the NCA approved. And a week from Thursday, we have another big meeting with all the attorneys and the Port Authority and the bond advisors, and they need that term sheet from, which we have now. So I'm hoping we could go ahead and close the bonds this fall, work all winter long, and have lots in next late summer. Ryan would like them today. So the big thing is getting the apartment loan approved, and it's a big loan, $20 million.
So just to recap, because I know we got a big long email from you, which thank you for answering all the questions. But everyone out here doesn't know what all those questions were. So the plan for the golf course side is that your Centerstone Homes would build 30 homes
Right.
up in the $450,000, $470,000 range, and 10 to 12 homes being built per year. Ryan Homes is committed to 112, purchasing 112 lots. Do you know the floor plans that they were considering, or would we have any input in that with you, or?
I have those. Be happy to send them to Jeff.
Okay. And then the number of apartments, I can't remember that. It's been quite a while.
130,
130, all single story?
all single story.
Okay.
Why don't I just go ahead and send those as well, okay?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you for the updates.
I wanted to hit, one of the questions was about the HOA. We're ready to turn it over to the local community. I was hoping we could get like 3 different management companies to come have a meeting in here and have like you, 2, 3 other people from the community, and just to interview them, and so that you're comfortable with them as well, okay? But we're ready to do that immediately.
Yeah, we're ready for that, so.
So, and you would have 2 or 3 people that,
Yeah, I'll put a message on the Facebook group. Who wants
okay.
to-
Is it okay we have the meeting here?
Sure,
Okay. I'll try to get that set up next week.
okay.
Any other questions?
There was one about, I know you answered it already, but the sidewalk going around the mailboxes, it just stops halfway.
Yeah. Ryan Holmes actually has promised to do that.
Okay,
I will be on the phone with him tomorrow.
okay.
I want to also say that I'm embarrassed the way town has managed mowing the grass. So I want to get rid of them as
Yeah.
bad as you guys do.
Mowing the grass and plowing the streets
Yeah.
and all that.
So when let's say the NCA gets approved, so then the dirt's gonna get moved, so there's 16 lots still on the south side
Right.
that Ryan Holmes has.
Right.
They will build those, and then that street will get finished?
Yes.
No, no. None of the streets should be finished, the final coat till all the development's complete.
All the south side.
All the
All the
south
south
side?
side, all of that development, I'm sorry,
Yeah, so there's only 16 houses, so why wouldn't we,
the commercial.
but couldn't we go in and pave back?
You could, that probably, you, I've always seen that you
It's
don't
not the way
put the
it usually
finished
works,
coat
from
that you
what I
do.
read.
Because you want the streets in pristine condition when you take them over.
And if they're driving big heavy trucks back there or whatever. they
Why
could-
would they
All
drive
the
them back in
commercials
the
at the front.
residential?
They'll drive them everywhere.
Why?
It just, that's just the way it works. Obviously, it's your decision.
Okay.
So if a bad contractor comes out there and his truck breaks down and tears up the street and it's already paved, you know, that's on the city then. But I would like to get it paved as soon as possible.
Okay. Me too.
One of the things that I put in the letter to you was what's going to make the difference in getting commercial users on the north side. As members, we went to the ICSC, and it's a huge conference. You walk and walk and walk and walk. But all the players are out there. And actually, Sarah, you introduced me to Retail Strategies, which I was very impressed with. They specialize in small towns, and that they have a large number of retailers that they cater to. I challenged them, I spent some time with them alone. I challenged them, can you in fact get this done? And what makes you better than us or anybody else? And I hope they would not be wrong, but I walked away with a lot of confidence. So where I'm at right now is I didn't want to get in their way of all the retailers I spoke to. If they were going to be calling them up. Now, it's up to the city. I just need to know, or is the city going to engage them or not? If you're not, then I need to know that, okay? So,
We have them on the bottom of the agenda today.
okay.
Yeah, they're very informative, and when we came back, like, I talked to other people in Miami County who are familiar with them, and they're like, they are great. So I've only heard good things.
I heard from a city guy in North Carolina that used them and said nothing but great things. So, so to kind of recap, we now have the term sheets from on the apartments, which is great. We have the Warren County Port Authority that has approved the project. We can close the bonds. I think the bond people are ready to close immediately. And as soon as we close that, you know, we have Milcon, who's the contractor. They're ready to move in as soon as we close, and there'll be a lot of activity out there then. So
I have a question that I don't think we sent to you. With the Randall residence cottages, are there still more that need to be built?
yeah, there's 80 total. We've only done 16. They have one more unit they have to lease, and then the bank will release another section. But speaking of Randall residents, one of the questions was about the ambulance district. I really think we need to set up a meeting with the district and some members of council and Randall's and sit down there and just talk, okay? It is a legitimate concern, and I can't make that decision. You guys can't make that decision. I shared some of my feelings that I wish they would start charging the patient's insurance to bill so they could get more money in.
I think they bill Medicare, I think automatically. I'm gonna guess they do that. What they don't do is hard billing, and that's billing beyond what the insurance and Medicare or Medicaid pays.
Okay.
So that's the difference. I do believe they do bill insurance and Medicare
Yeah,
and
okay.
Medicaid, but not for the difference in the cost of the run. That's the money difference, if that makes sense.
And when we pull into Stillwater Crossings South on Rangeland, and you make that first right to Randall residence, is the entire left field, is that for cottages?
Yes.
Yes, okay, that's what I couldn't remember.
Any other question?
Well, thank you for coming, Ron, and answering the questions.
Thank you.
We
Do
appreciate
you charge members that don't get in here late? Did you charge them?
it. Yep, we charge double. Thank you.
Actually, we usually sticking with every subcommittee and every other responsibility that for coming in late.
All right. Next on the agenda is comments from citizens regarding tonight's legislation. All right, seeing none, we'll move on to ordinances and resolutions. First on the agenda is CM 25-45, a resolution to recognize Marvin Rue for his contributions to the West Milton community. Whereas Marvin Rue has been instrumental in the existence and operation of the Milton Union Library as it exists today. Whereas he served as a key fundraiser for the monies to construct the initial library building, and whereas he later spearheaded the drive for a library building expansion, and whereas he served as a member of the Milton Union Library Board of Trustees for 47 years, and whereas many of those 47 years he served as an officer of the Library Board of Trustees, and whereas he was also active in many community organizations always promoting the library, and whereas as of June 24th, 2025, the mayor and council, on behalf of the residents of the Village of West Milton, wish to recognize all of the contributions of Marvin Rue and thank him for his many contributions to the West Milton community. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, this council wishes to publicly recognize Marvin Rue for all his service to the Milton Union Library. Section 2, the municipal manager is hereby authorized to obtain signatures for this resolution, frame it, and present it to Mr. Rue. Section 3, this resolution shall take effect and be in full force after its passage. All right. Any questions or comments from council? No? Are there?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Quite a resume. Appreciate that.
So you've literally been involved with the library longer than I've been alive, right, Amy?
Until today.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, you've done a lot for this community. You've been a mainstay in West Milton for a long time. Milton, proud graduate of 1961 with my dad. I was there and saw you guys come back from the honor flight, and you're just a great man. So very well deserved, Marvin.
This community, I was brought out of a children's home to live with my grandmother. The least I could do was to help get a library.
It's great stuff. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any motions for resolution CM-25-45?
I motion we approve resolution CM-25-45.
second?
Second, third, and fourth.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman?
Absolutely big yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes, thank you.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Vogel?
Yes.
Mr. Sodders?
Yes.
Mayor Hurst?
Yes. Thank you again. All right, next on the agenda is CM-25-32. Ms. Brosh?
It's an ordinance to amend Resolution CM-94-19 as further amended by Ordinance CM-06-21 and as further amended by Ordinance CM-18-01 to reaffirm Section 150.255 of the Codified Ordinances of the Municipality of West Milton titled Tax Exemptions for Improvements to amend the boundaries of Community Reinvestment Area A.
All right, this has been tabled, so are there any motions to untable this resolution?
I motion that we untable CM-25-32.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, are there any motions for CM-25-32?
I motion that we accept CM-25-32.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman?
No.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Vogel?
No.
Mr. Sodders?
Yes.
Mayor Hurst.
Yes. All right, next on the agenda is CM-25-44. Ms. Brock.
It's a resolution to purchase ODOT-approved signage and button-activated flashing lights for new crosswalks located on South Miami Street in the municipality of West Milton, Ohio. Whereas establishing safe crossings for pedestrians on village streets is of the utmost importance for the council and staff, and whereas due to heavy traffic volumes and faster vehicle speeds, two frequently used pedestrian crossing areas on South Miami Street need ODOT-approved crosswalks. And whereas this equipment purchase is included in the 2025 capital improvement budget, and whereas the Director of Service has obtained 3 quotes for this equipment, and whereas for this purchase, the price was considered, however, the chosen equipment was not the lowest price, but was the best equipment for this application. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the council authorizes the purchase of 2 sets of solar-powered button-activated LED flashers, signage, signposts, and miscellaneous equipment from TAPCO Incorporated of Brown Deer, Wisconsin, for a cost not to exceed $25,000. Section 2, the council hereby authorizes the Director of Service to execute all the proper documents. Section 3, this resolution shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage.
All right, thank you. Manager Sheridan.
Yeah, this is the project that we discussed in the council workshop. Mr. Herron, would you have anything to add?
Sure. The only questions that weren't asked then, just wanted to go ahead and touch on them real quick. I ended up re-quoting this project because I realized that what they had quoted were beacons and not LED flashers. So I expected the price to go up a little bit. As it turns out, the LED flashers, which is the recommended, were cheaper. So $17,000, and I did have them quote, it's called an INX with buttons, so basically it's an audible alarm. We do have at least 1 or 2 currently people that have poor sight or poor vision that are using that particular area, so they will have audible. So really, I think I mentioned we were going to be over a little bit more, but for 22.5, we're actually going to only be over by about $2,000 probably, and that includes the ramps, the signage, and the thermal work. So we've come back down towards the original estimate, and hopefully we can get those taken care of.
All right, sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Does council have any questions or comments?
Sorry.
No, you good.
Are these the ones like on the south, like south of town, like the south part of town that we talked about?
South part of town. Oh, I'm sorry, the crosswalks themselves,
Yeah.
not these. Yeah. So roughly in front of where the West Milton Dental is at right now, where the old Fifth Third and all that, somewhere in that area. And ironically, at the day after our last meeting, I went by there and there was probably a gentleman, maybe 50s or 60s, with possibly his grandson. And when I went by, they waited and they waited. So I kind of pulled over. I just wanted to see what happened. And they had a gap and they ran. And I'm like, well, I guess this is an omen. I was supposed to see this because that area I see a lot of crossers. And then the other one is probably even more frequented, and that's up like the Shell area, laundromat. They come over from that south end. They cross a lot right there. So it'll be those 2 locations. As far as specifically, we'll have to work out where the ADA ramps will land, basically, to make the best with what's out there now, so we don't have to do a lot of construction. So
I think that's great. I appreciate you doing that.
yes.
There's a lot of people that cross right there where Certified is to going to get a haircut, believe it or
Yeah.
not. Cindy's is quite the happening place on certain nights and Saturdays. And it sounds crazy, but I send my 12-year-old the most dangerous street I worry about him crossing is State Route 48, So we're still driving him to haircuts at age 12,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I could see where that's helpful.
Any other questions or comments? All right, are there any motions for CM-25-44?
Make a motion that we accept CM-25-44 as written and read.
Second.
All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Fogel?
Yes.
Mr. Sodders?
Yes.
Mayor Hurst?
Yes. Next on the agenda is CM-25-46. Ms. Brosh.
A resolution to purchase a sewer pipe inspection camera and its supporting equipment. Whereas the village has been given an opportunity to purchase a robotic sewer inspection camera and all its support equipment at a discounted cost. And whereas the purchase of said camera will aid village crews in inspection of numerous sanitary and storm sewer lines independently and at a large cost savings. And whereas the cost of the camera has been significantly reduced due to the nationwide source well bidding program. And whereas the sale price of this camera matches the State of Ohio Cooperative Purchasing Program and follows the West Milton Codified Ordinance of 33.18 purchasing. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the Council approves the purchase of an EnviroSite Rover Sewer Camera Package at a total cost of $100,000 payable to Best Equipment Company of Indianapolis, Indiana. Section 2, Council authorizes the Director of Service to execute all the proper documents required to complete said purchase. Section 3, this resolution shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage.
All right, thank you. Manager Sheridan?
This again is another project that was discussed in detail at our last council workshop. But certainly if you have any other questions, or Mr. Herron, do you have anything to add
I don't
to?
think so.
We'd be glad to answer any questions you might have.
All right, thanks. How soon will we get that camera?
As soon as they get the PO number. I mean, actually, they just need to sign quotes. I did have a chance to discuss with Jill. I believe I mentioned we should not even have to have a budget amendment due to the fact that we had projects built into the budget. The two things I could say about that is the wastewater plant, should there be something major, between now and the end of the year, that would probably change things. But if the plant holds out, we should be fine on no budget amendment. And then secondly, just a reminder that this is a mounted system. So we need a trailer to haul it with, a small generator. But I worked with Tim today to find what our cheapest option would be, and there actually is, I basically checked this whole region. There is a trailer for around $5,000 that would be perfect, $5,000 that would be perfect. So I just wanted to make sure that council knew that there would be some smaller additional purchases.
And I don't remember, what was the capital budget for this? Was it $100K? Is that what we had budgeted for this?
We didn't actually have the camera in budget.
Okay.
It didn't actually present itself until well after the budget was already passed, so.
The idea is to sewer capital fund.
Sewer, and actually it's split between sewer and street because we'll use it probably just as much for storm.
Sure.
Me and Tim were talking about a problem storm sewer today, and we were just scratching our heads like, what are we gonna do? I mean, again, I think once we get this, we'll probably use it even more than we think we're gonna use it, because just having this today would have solved a problem, so.
All right, guys. Any other questions or comments from council?
And I was just talking to Councilwoman Gregory, and she said that this was a big savings as well from what you had looked around and priced out, like
Yes.
$30,000.
Yes.
So another win for the village where you all are doing your due diligence to get the best deal possible with great equipment, so thank you.
And we have good vendors. I know Jeff's worked with Best Equipment before in Indiana.
Yep.
They are a very good vendor. They've helped us with starting our refuse service. I just like to mention them because they didn't have to mark it down this high, and they didn't have to hold it for us either, so we appreciate them also.
Yeah. I always just like to make it clear with these type of budgeted items when they're not planned for, and the due diligence that you folks do along with Jeff and company to get the best deal we can, so it's awesome.
Great, thank you. Are there any motions for CM-25-46?
I make a motion we approve CM-25-46.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Fogel?
Yes.
Mr. Sodders?
Yes.
Mayor Hurst?
Yes. Next on the agenda is CM-25-47. Ms. Brosh.
It's a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a contract with Wessler Engineering Incorporated for wastewater treatment plant improvements. Whereas the municipality previously completed a technical evaluation of the wastewater treatment plant in 2022, and it is now necessary to update that evaluation and convert it into a format that is acceptable to the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency. And whereas Wessler Engineering Incorporated has agreed to provide said service that will also include the incorporation of components from a regional evaluation completed in part by the municipality and the county, as well as updating the projected costs, funding, and schedules for said improvements at a cost not to exceed $35,000. Now therefore be it resolved by the council of the Village of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the West Milton Municipal Manager, D. Jeffrey Sheridan, is hereby authorized to enter into a contract with Wessler Engineering Incorporated to provide services that include updating the previously completed technical evaluation of the wastewater treatment plant, conversion of the report into a format acceptable to the Ohio EPA, incorporation of components from a regional evaluation completed in part by the municipality and the county, and updating of projected costs, funding, and schedules in an amount not to exceed $35,000. Said agreement is attached hereto as Exhibit A and incorporated herein as if fully rewritten. Section 2, this resolution shall take effect and be in full force upon passage.
Thank you. Manager Sheridan?
This, too, was also discussed at the last council workshop in great detail. We had representatives from Wessler here. This is the step that we've known all along was the precursor to actually applying for the funding to help us pay for the new wastewater treatment.
So the way I remember it is, this gets us up to date with all our facts, figures, and everything to be able to get those applications for grants, fundings, loans, and
Yes.
actually pull things together.
I would describe it almost as a pre-application that's used to get the attention of all those agencies and would be submitted with any other application they require.
And what they said, one key part was it puts us on the board. So, thank you.
Will we be doing, like, I know we did the one study, the water regionalization study for the purpose of obtaining grants and funding for the wastewater treatment plant. Will we be doing more of those studies? Or is this kind of like the process to, like, now we've got the studies, we've got the information, now we're going to move forward with working on getting the money?
I've not gone through the process in Ohio before, but I don't believe so. I think that would be the last piece. Now, there may be more engineering work that's done, but in terms of a comparable study like the regionalization, no. I think that would be submitted to them, and that shows our success in Ludlow Falls and our ability to replicate that in terms of wastewater.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? All right, are there any motions for CM-25-47?
I'll make a motion to approve CM 25-47
Second.
as read and written.
Sorry.
Oh, you got it.
Excited about it.
All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Vogel?
Yes.
Mr. Sodders?
Yes.
Mayor Hurst?
Yes. Next on the agenda is CM-25-48. Ms. Brosh.
A resolution awarding funds from the First Responder Grant Program for the year 2025. Whereas Council for the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio established the First Responder Grant Program through the passage of Resolution CM-24-25 on March 25th, 2025. And whereas the Grant Committee has reviewed all applications for the year 2025 and has made a recommendation to Council as follows: $7,000 to the West Milton Police Department, $7,000 to the West Milton Fire Department. Oh, there's an extra $7,000 in there that doesn't need to be in there at the end, sorry. And the $36,000 to the Union Township Life Squad. And now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the Council hereby awards the First Responder Grant as follows: $7,000 to the West Milton Police Department, $7,000 to the West Milton Fire Department, and the $36,000 to the Union Township Life Squad. Section 2, the council hereby directs the finance director and the municipal manager to distribute funds in the amount stated above to the proper entities from the separate expense account for said grant. Section 3, this resolution shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage.
All right, thank you. Any questions, comments from council?
Can we approve it written the way it is?
So we ultimately have to make an amendment to remove the
You can
17,000.
approve it as read.
As read.
As read.
Yeah.
And then we'll modify the written copy.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Are there any motions for CM-25-48?
I make a motion, we accept CM-25, which one is this?
Just
48 as read, and will be corrected and read in writing.
Second.
All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Fogel?
Yes.
Mr. Sodders?
Yes.
Mayor Hurst?
Yes.
I just have one question with that, and I should have asked it before. So with this, because this is the first time we've done this, so now since this has happened, the entities that received the grant and through that process, they'll be formally notified, because I know we've got some
They have been.
email tracking. Okay, everybody's been formally notified?
By email, yes,
Okay,
today.
okay. So, and then they know the process from there.
I think we'll have to inform them what other paperwork and what else will be required to
Okay.
receive the funds.
So we don't, my understanding is we don't need any paperwork from them until after the grant funds are used. They'll write a report back. But the police department, the fire department, our finance director, it's really just moving funds. And then for the life squad, they would receive a check.
That's my understanding.
So would you be able to, like, manage making sure they get the check from the finance director, like how that,
I believe the finance director is going to come in on Thursday of this week.
okay,
As you may know, she's recovering from
Yeah.
surgery and cut checks. Try to make sure that that's some of the checks that she cuts, and then I'll make sure they get distributed.
okay, thank you.
Thanks. Hope you're feeling better, Jill.
Yeah.
All right, next on the agenda is CM-25-49. Ms. Brosh.
It's a resolution to adopt a sidewalk repair reimbursement program for the municipality of West Milton, Ohio. Whereas the council and the municipal manager for West Milton, Ohio have long recognized that well-maintained sidewalks allow residents to walk to schools, businesses, community events, and improve the appearance of neighborhoods and increase property values. And whereas Chapter 50 of the Municipal Code of Ordinances imposes a duty on property owners to keep sidewalks free from nuisance and in a state of good repair. And whereas the council and the municipal manager would like to assist those property owners whose sidewalks have been damaged by the roots of trees, have been worn down over time by general wear and tear, as well as those property owners who currently do not have sidewalks and would like to install a sidewalk. And whereas the council wishes to adopt the sidewalk repair reimbursement program attached hereto as Exhibit A. And whereas the council shall analyze the value of this program and set funding amounts annually thereafter. Now therefore be it resolved by the council of the municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the council hereby adopts the sidewalk repair reimbursement program attached hereto as Exhibit A pursuant to the reasons set forth above. Section 2, the council hereby directs the finance director to place $50,000 in a separate expense account for said program. Section 3, this resolution shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage.
All right, thank you. Manager Sheridan?
Yeah, this is the program that we've been discussing for some time. The details were finalized earlier today. So it is available if you wish, but also if you have questions and want to ponder the details of the program before you adopt it, obviously that makes sense as well. So I'm glad to answer any questions. I've worked with Mr. Herron and staff, so we feel pretty good about the details, but take a look. If you want some changes, just let me know.
All right, thanks. Are there any motions for CM-25-40? Oh, I'm sorry. Are there any questions or comments? Sorry.
Yes, so looking at the sidewalk cost sharing program, the 50/50. So just looking at how folks will be notified that this is available and out there, is something going to be put onto our website? How is that?
Right.
Communicated?
Attachment A deals with that. It'll be announced at village council meeting and publicized on the usual outlets, including all social media. So we
Okay.
would put it out on the sign, we would post it here at Village Hall. We have our
WMPA?
webpage, WMPA, all of those, once a deadline is established.
Okay.
All right.
And then some sort of application that they have to fill out?
It's a one-page application, did not include that, but it's ready to go. Yeah, we certainly have time to get it done yet this year. if it's not adopted tonight. But as soon as it is adopted, we'll go into the high gear and start moving forward. One of the first steps we'll need to do is put out bids, so we have some firm numbers of exactly what the concrete is going to cost.
And this is pretty much on like a first come, first, or is it evaluated? No.
It is primarily first come, first served. There is some criteria that's mentioned in the program.
Right.
But unless there's a significant difference, that's why we're going to timestamp. We'll set a deadline probably like at noon on a given day, and as people come in, they'll be stamped and first come, first served.
I have a question. When someone puts in so my only thing when I read it, the title of it being repair reimbursement program, and I know in the third whereas it says it's also for those people who do not have sidewalks and like to install a sidewalk. So I think we cover that because I think we all kind of discussed that last time. Like it's not just for someone that needs it repaired, but someone that wants to put one in.
I would expect the vast majority of funds to be spent on replacement or installation where there is no sidewalk.
Does it cost more? Because in the attachment A, it says removing old or broken or damaged sidewalk. Does that tend to cost more to remove and then replace as opposed to if you just have grass and you put in a new sidewalk?
I would think there's some cost. Mr. Herron, what would you say?
Yeah, the only cost you're gonna lose is just the removal, because you're just gonna have to do the grade work and gravel and compaction and all that. So I think it's probably a wash, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Is there a maximum amount that somebody can have matched?
We did not establish a max. We did make a provision if you are on a corner lot and would have sidewalks on two sides of your property, that you may be eligible for greater than a 50%. Again, those areas, we looked at several lots, looking at the GIS that might apply to. So it depends on who applies, but I think our goal will be first come, first serve, and get as many parcels to have good working sidewalks as possible.
Okay. The only thing is in attachment A, and we might want to change this
We
because
can.
it says the deadline will be announced at a village council meeting and publicized on the, we don't know that deadline date right now.
Right, but you could adopt the program and announce it at the next meeting. I mean, because
Okay.
by the time we put it out to bid, it's gonna take some time
I
to
see
be in a
what you're saying.
position to actually
Okay.
establish when you're gonna take the
Sure,
applications.
makes sense, okay. Just trying to make sure we
No,
understand
it's-
it all, and so the public understands it as well.
The more you review it, that's, if there's anything, anytime you're doing a first-time program, there will be bugs, there will be things we didn't anticipate. I'd be very surprised if there's not, but we're anxious to get it going.
Is there, so like, let's say we don't pass this resolution tonight, is there like how far out in the year can we pour sidewalks?
I talked to Ben about that. You want to answer that question,
Yeah,
please?
I actually had two thoughts. So if we want to get it out to bid quicker, because the information gathering is gonna take the time, we could bid the maximum, so I could figure out how many square feet would equal the amount of dollars that we will have, and then we can go ahead and bid that amount. Just, I could put in the bid packet that it's gonna be plus or minus that amount. One, so we could actually bid it sooner. And two, yeah, that we can, they were pouring in November, December the last couple of years. As long as the temperatures are close to or just above freezing, and even if it drops, they can use thermal blankets, and they can get certain, like calcium now in the concrete. So providing the winter is light, especially late in the year, we should be able to pour later.
I believe there's a provision even in a certain circumstance where you're approved this year. For some reason, we're not able to do yours till next, you can carry over. So if there's some unexpected circumstance that prevents yours from getting poured. So we're trying to make it as user-friendly as possible.
I think I would like to see like a maximum amount, like, because say your sidewalk, and I understand like if you're a corner lot, right? So like
Sure.
each frontage side of your house. So like the frontage side of your house, the maximum match we can do is $5,000
Okay.
or $3,000. I don't know what like an average, an average side would cost. And then like say you're on a corner lot, so then if the maximum match is $5,000 and you're on a corner lot, the maximum match would be $10,000 because you've got two sides.
You can set whatever parameters you wish.
Okay.
We want to table this and continue to work on it? I mean, because we've already come up with a couple
Yeah.
of things that we
Yeah,
want to do, so.
I think
That's
it would
fine.
be better if we did that, just to make sure that we have all the i's dotted, t's crossed, because.
Sounds good.
It sounds like from what Ben said, we got time, so that's
Yes.
good.
And it's like, when it comes to repair though, we have things in place that we can get people to repair their sidewalks. What we want is to encourage people to put new sidewalks in, to make these islands connect to the, together. And that's what I was hoping to get out of this sidewalk stuff, was to connect these islands and get new, sidewalks where you can just walk on the sidewalk. You don't have to street and then sidewalk, street. So, I don't know, the repair piece, I feel like we have things that we can do to make those things happen, but with new sidewalks, forcing people to do that, there needs to be some sort of a carrot, and this, I don't know, that was just my opinion and what I thought was gonna come out of this, so. But anyway, is there a motion to table CM-25-49?
Manager Sheridan might have a comment.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna add, I would encourage you to review it, and we can just put it on the agenda for the next workshop and fine tune and make whatever changes. We can take out the repair section, and it's only for installation of new. Tried to make it as broad as possible, but obviously we want it to accomplish what the council and mayor want it to accomplish. So mark it up, make changes, we'll bring it back, we'll put it on the agenda for the workshop, and hopefully come up with a finished product after that.
All right, that sounds great.
And I can change at least the title of it to match attachment A, so it says a sidewalk cost sharing program instead of the repair reimbursement program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I make a motion, we table CM-25-49 for
Second.
further conversation.
All right.
Second.
All right.
Oh, you already did that?
Yes, ma'am.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
And then do you think we can have the application with it at by the workshop?
I'll
too?
have the draft application, I'll send it out to you, and we'll have it on the workshop.
Okay, cool, thanks.
All right, next on the agenda is CM-25-50. Ms. Brosh.
It's a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a contract with Retail Strategies LLC for consulting services related to downtown West Milton. Whereas the council finds it necessary to hire a company to provide consulting services for the purpose of retail recruitment and downtown revitalization. And whereas Retail Strategies LLC has agreed to provide said services laid out in specific phases for 3 years in the amounts of $45,000 for year 1, $25,000 for year 2, and $25,000 for year 3. Now therefore be it resolved by the council of the village of West Milton, Ohio, that section 1, the West Milton Municipal Manager, D. Jeffrey Sheridan, is hereby authorized to enter into a contract with Retail Strategies LLC to provide consulting services for the purpose of retail recruitment and downtown revitalization, as stated in Exhibit A, for a total amount not to exceed $95,000. Exhibit A, the agreement is attached hereto and incorporated herein as if fully rewritten. Section 2, this resolution shall take effect and be in full force upon passage.
All right, thank you. Manager Sheridan?
This is the firm that we've been discussing, that we met with at the ISCS conference. I believe everyone's familiar with them. These are the two resolutions that we were requested to have available for council's consideration.
All right. Any questions, comments from council?
I just have a question, because I wasn't at the workshop, and I apologize, I did not read this one clearly. So I know we had talked before that this was something that the developer was going to look into, maybe also splitting some of the funding with this, on this.
I think that's going to be the second one, the next
That's
one.
gonna be the
after
next
this
one. Okay, sorry.
Nope, it's good.
No problem. Just want to make sure that I'm understanding everything right. Thank you.
All right. Any
So
other?
I had a call with them, Dan was on the call, Sarah was on a different call with them, just to get more information about this. So this is just the downtown part?
Just
And then the next resolution is the commercial for
Commercial.
the development. But for this downtown part, what I took from it, they will start with kind of where we're ready to start, small, and expand from there. And so when I said, what does the downtown consist of? Is it McDonald's through, the old coat wall office, or whatever you consider the downtown? And it's not so much the street, but more, I guess, any areas of focus. So if we wanted to start in the Hamilton block, and then we wanted to work down here in this area of town, whatever our goals are, and they'll work with that. And so they'll help us with that vacant building ordinance, getting the real estate, finding the places, like Sarah was saying. If it's a Marco's Pizza, they know, no, Marco's won't come here. We're not, no, that's not a thing. But if it's Starbucks, let's say, they know that they're trying to get into 500 square foot retail, and they're like, hey, we have that next to Subway. Can we meet you halfway?
Okay.
So,
Okay. So with that $45,000 for that 1 year, they'll come up with a plan of what they're going to look at the downtown area, specifically maybe the building that Mr. Cropland is updating, and ideas for entrepreneurs, businesses that might come in there. Is that also something they look at, or is this just big retail, big businesses? This is everything.
this is everything, and they will, you can try to, they will meet with all the stakeholders. So, like Croplands, anyone that has a skin in the game in West Milton and is wanting to move in that same direction, they'll work with them. So that we're not kind of stepping on toes or crossing. If they're trying to do Starbucks, we're trying to do Starbucks. We don't want that happening. So they would hold a meeting with everyone that has property or has businesses and that want to work together in Milton to start with.
Okay.
And then they said too, it's not gonna require any more employee hours. So they're things that they would ask us to implement or do. It's not like it would require another full-time employee to be able to implement these things that they're suggesting.
Okay. Now, I know the lady that came here and talked to us, she was from Alabama.
Alabama.
So do they have a local office here that we work with, or everything is out of Alabama, based out of Alabama?
I think they travel a fair bit, and then they also do a fair amount remote, in the modern world that we're in. But I do believe they come and create a presence in the communities they're working in. And kind of to piggyback on what you're saying on what is the downtown, I kind of think of it more as pretty much more like the Miami business district is what I would think of it more like. We wouldn't just focus in this block to this block. It would be any of the business areas along Miami Street. Really, we're such a small town that, in our main street isn't a main street, it's Miami. But so I would think of it as Miami corridor as much as I would a downtown project, because I think they would, you mentioned the open retail space next to Subway, and there's some other little hidden spots that aren't exactly downtown but are very open and very accessible and could very much use an opportunity to get business in them. So.
Okay, so I
on revitalization survey or master plan and be like, here you go. Well, they saw that wasn't really doing a whole lot, so they want to stick with it and then make action plans and then hold people accountable and make sure that those are getting implemented.
Okay.
So they found that that takes like 2 to 3 years to make that happen.
Okay.
It's
Well-
broke down in the, here, what they do the first 6 months, the second 6 months, and then years 2 and 3, what you receive. And so there's a lot of stakeholder meetings and a lot of stuff happening in the first 6 months, 9 months.
Like, do you remember when Collabo,
Yes.
with our comprehensive land use plan, and like now they're doing the getting the plan written, but like in the beginning, it's like they were here all the time. They had an event and they were out at the 4th of July and they
Right.
were gathering
Talking to
information.
people.
Right, so like I don't know what the costs were, I wasn't on council at the time, but like it's kind of like that, like they were out here all the time, and they will also work with the information that we have from the comprehensive land use plan. Retail strategies will,
Okay.
and then that first year, they're gonna, for the downtown, they're gonna get like the vacant building registration. They'll work with other people, like the county has a land bank, like they will work with them if they need to. They will work with whoever they need to work with. The reason they do really well in small communities is we don't have the staff to have an economic development team like, say, Troy does. And so they come in and they become that team. And so it's not extra work on our staff. They are an extension.
Gotcha. And so at this point, you, Casey, and Dayon are like the subcommittee that's working with them? Is that
I think we
correct?
just
Guess so.
we were available to meet with them
Because
when they
we're
met.
starting these subcommittees, so since listening.
So Scott was late to the meeting, so.
Listening to your names and you're already having this sounds like you're building that relationship, so, that
I
you're
like it.
already that kind of, subcommittee that's, already formed, so that's great news.
I looked into a lot of this, and it is so in-depth and overwhelming. It really is more than like we could do in a few hours here and there on our own. It absolutely is. And even with technology, as we look at things, they have access to some particular software that they pay big fees for that we don't have access to, or that you're not going to get with a Google search, that's going to pair up particular needs and opportunities that we're just not going to come up with on our own. And that's probably one of the many big things that they do that we can't replicate ourselves here as a group or as a community even. So there's some definite advantages to utilizing a company that specializes in what we're trying to accomplish.
And I see their breakdown of the first 1 to 6 months and so forth. So I'm assuming in that they'll give us periodic updates where they'll come to the council meetings and they'll provide that. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Very good. Yep.
Any
I
other
just think
questions, comments?
communication is key with all that stuff.
And
Oh, yeah.
they are super available, super willing to talk to any or all of us,
Mhm.
and, open for dialogue.
Very good.
Great. Any other questions or comments? All right, are there any motions for CM-25-50?
I motion we approve CM-25-50.
Second.
All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Fogel?
Yes.
Mr. Sodders?
Yes.
Mayor Hurst?
Yes. Next on the agenda is CM-25-51. Ms. Brosh.
It's a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a contract with Retail Strategies LLC for consulting services related to the municipality of West Milton. Whereas the council finds it necessary to hire a company to provide consulting services for the purpose of retail recruitment throughout the municipality of West Milton, with the exception of downtown, which is covered by a separate agreement. And whereas Retail Strategies LLC has agreed to provide said services for 3 years in the amounts of $45,000 for year 1, $45,000 for year 2, and $45,000 for year 3. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the West Milton Municipal Manager, D. Jeffrey Sheridan, is hereby authorized to enter into a contract with Retail Strategies, LLC, to provide consulting services for the purpose of retail recruitment for the municipality of West Milton, as stated in Exhibit A, for a total amount not to exceed $135,000. Exhibit A, the agreement is attached hereto and incorporated herein as if fully rewritten. Section 2, this resolution shall take effect and be in full force upon passage.
All right, thank you. Manager Sheridan?
I believe you've already discussed in great detail retail strategies, but as you all understand, this is a separate agreement that covers a different section of the community.
Okay, my other question was,
I'm happy to explain that.
yes, I believe that there was discussion that the developer was going to possibly be involved in some of those funding possibilities with this and kind of team with us. Is that on the table with this or not?
Can we ask the developer while he's here? Would that be okay, Rob?
I couldn't hear you, but I think you wanted me to.
Yes,
address that.
can you, yeah.
In my notes I wrote to you today, if they brought us all these, that's one of their specialties, or whoever, they had a realtor, we would pay a commission, okay? So why would we return that commission back to the city, okay? And I would hope that we could recoup everything that the city put out, okay? I asked them if they would let us hire them, and they won't work with developers, okay? They only work with cities. But we wanted to offer that if you're gonna do this, we're willing to, enter an agreement that would really recoup your money.
Okay.
It makes sense for us.
The way I heard it bantered about was that if they successfully recruit somebody to one of the spots that then there'd be a little backfill of money back to the village to help cover the cost of the contract with them, correct?
Sure,
Okay.
much like a normal commission, okay?
Yep. I think it's very generous, Ron. Appreciate that.
Yes.
And I think it says a lot that you were willing to hire them yourself.
Yeah.
One of the things that really did me a lot of good, because when we went out there to get some users, okay? Well, once we were introduced to retail strategists, they're first-class people, okay? And they come from small towns, they understand the business, okay? They understand what we're going through. I believe that they'll do a better job, and I tried to hire a big-time realtor, and they kind of blew me off, okay? Because they didn't want to work in West Milton. And retail strategists, this is what they do. And if you look at their website, if you met them, which we did, they're first-class people, and it was amazing how many other smaller communities were at these events, okay? I mean, they had their regular booth, but then they had a party one night. There were hundreds of people there, okay? And it didn't hurt that the food was really good. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
And
you,
Thank you,
Ron.
Ron.
one thing we learned on the call too, because we had talked about at the workshop, why don't we start it in 2026? And they mentioned there's a fall kind of smaller ICISC. Go ahead.
So there's a conference, there's the Midwest Conference in Chicago in October. And so when we were at ICSC, we had a meeting with them, and they sat down, I mean, they had a notebook, like pre-made with tabs on it of who they were meeting with, and like it already had notes in it ready to go, like questions they wanted to ask, and they will go to that and represent us there. The way that this like commercial retail world works is these companies, for example, Jersey Mike's or Wendy's, they are working right now to determine what locations they're building in 2026. January 2026, they're going to blast out an email that says, here's where we're building. And they're going to start working on where they're building in 2027. And so if we start now, then we're able to get on those those lists for 2026. Otherwise, we're gonna be pushing any kind of retail into 2027. So I feel like, and they would still be, I mean, we could still contract with them in 2026, and they'd still be working for us, but it would be 2027 before we got something going. This way they'll be having meetings, they'll be making phone calls tomorrow. I would almost guarantee that they will be on the phone tomorrow talking to people because they already know who they want to talk to. Like, they've already figured that out. They're not going to tell us. I wouldn't either.
Right.
But they've already got that figured out. And I feel like, did you get that feeling too, Ron?
Yes.
Like, they already know who they're going to call. And so I think that that's really beneficial. And also, they're going to Stillwater Crossing, but if there's other areas in West Milton, they will work those out as well. So it's not just this, just Stillwater. They're
working
gonna
with the
help
village,
us
not-
for the entire village. I mean, they are our economic development team for the entire village. And the reason the downtown and the retail are different is because it's two different teams that specialize in two different things.
Makes sense.
One of the things I asked him, because I had them by myself for a little while, so I really drilled them, okay? And it's not just for Stillwater Crossings, it's for the rest of West Milton. And so we got empty lots down here, and so if we found a user and nobody was willing to do a build-to-suit, I said, we will, okay? So it's to our advantage to do all of West Milton, not just Stillwater Crossings. I was really blown away with them. And if you haven't spent any time on their website or talked to somebody, I encourage you to do it. I think they'll pay dividends. I really do.
I'm
If we get a
curious.
local realtor, they charge a fortune and they don't do anything. I'm talking about the commercial. I'm not talking about residential people.
I'm even curious with the gas station, convenience store, the thought of the car wash, if that's something that they would have connections with.
We discussed that. We're gonna look at it, but I think in my notes I put in there that, Jeff, you've actually been to Urban Brothers stations. They're pretty first-class people, and they're not that far from here either. And so I'm gonna go back to them with an offer financially to help them out, make it easier, because they're fighting the same thing as officer, extra cost, extra interest payments. I'd like to give them every opportunity, but let's let retail strategies go ahead as well.
Thank you.
I just want to reiterate too to everybody just how important the commercial part of this is to the whole development, the finance avenues that we took with the TIF, the CRA, the NCA. All of those are paid back, all those bond payments are made with the tax dollars from property tax and also the tax dollars from these businesses. And it's also income tax that comes to the village. The whole way this whole thing works is for everything to be come into fruition that's been planned for, hoped for, prayed for. So just how important it really is to accomplish these things for the overall success of the development and the growth of the village. It's key. It's super key.
Hey, Scott, if you want, I wanted to attend that meeting that Casey and Don did, but I wasn't able to. But if you want to, maybe we can get Sarah to set something up so that you and I could
Oh,
do
sounds
that.
great.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I can
And
also send
you
you
too.
Lizzie's
Yeah.
and Ryan's phone number.
Okay.
And you can call and text them anytime, like,
Okay.
you can call them tonight. They work so hard. Like, they've shown me, like, how hard they work.
Yeah.
It's not just like something I've heard, like, I've seen it.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Cool.
it. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for that.
All right, are there any motions for CM-25-51?
I'll make a motion for CM 25-51 as read and written.
Second.
All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Vogel?
Yes.
Mr. Souders?
Yes.
Mayor Hurst?
Yes. All right, next on the agenda is the municipal manager's report.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to report that we did pass a significant milestone in the development of the 571 Trail Project today. We're in the third stage of submission. We are on schedule to have it bid out this fall and hopefully start construction next spring. Also, believe it or not, we finally have got the water agreement fully executed by all the parties involved. The county, I believe, was the last to sign, but we now have a fully executed copy of the agreement, key of which is the reduction in the premium that we're paying going forward from the original 20-year agreement. Lastly, I'd just like to thank the staff for all the hard work during the 4th of July festivities, the parade and the festival and all those things. Ben and his crew and all the employees do a great job taking care of getting prepared and allowing the community to have a really good time in our streets without any significant hiccups. So thank you to Ben and the police department, of course, as well.
All right. Thank you. All right, is there any old business?
I had a couple questions for manager. I know you sent us your weekly report, and I just had a question about one thing that I didn't see a response with. And I believe you talked to a few council members and staff about the second entrance to the park and what you were looking at with that. Can you give us all an update so we know,
I
you know
can
what
certainly
that
try.
discussion was?
Yeah, Mr. Heron had a concept drawing of what some of the components might be. We met with Councilor Gregory and I believe Councilor Dorman. There was some discussion of what should be in, what shouldn't. Some parking and some recreational activities for adults and younger persons. There was no final decision made. I think it was just trying
Just
to
a
move along.
preliminary discussion.
Yeah, it was, well, we're trying to get a little closer to actually having something there on the lot we purchased as a second entrance to the park.
Okay. Is that something that we're gonna plan to maybe talk about more at the next workshop?
We can.
Sure. I should be able to have the rest, kind of like concept drawing too. I should be able to have like most of the cost estimates, and then I know there's some things like maybe sitting areas covered and stuff that I just want to make sure that council is for, or if they don't like some of the ideas, I just try to throw them out to kind of the committee as soon as I get them. That way I don't forget. So I can definitely have more information on the things we discussed.
Sure, sounds great. I know you also had a conversation with Mr. Cropland, the old Pearson House restaurant and that location. Does he have any possible entrepreneurs that are interested in?
My understanding is he has multiple who want to come in and take up smaller spaces. At least one would be a food vendor, but no food would be prepared on site. I believe he's also got a tenant for the building across the street that he owns where the eye doctor used to be.
Oh.
But his goal was to restore the Pearson House building as much as possible to when it might be worth inviting him to a workshop if you want to talk a little bit more, especially as it relates to getting retail strategies on.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Yeah, definitely. And then I had one last question for Ben. I know that we got the great news about the huge grant that was approved for the 571 crosswalks, but I believe it said the funding is in 2029. Is that accurate?
So all the questions that everyone had, we tried to. I'm sorry. Did somebody have something?
No.
Oh, I thought you said something. I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't
no,
want to
go right
interrupt
ahead.
you. So in 29 was the fiscal year, but really the development and everything could start as early as 28. The biggest thing is right away. So when they create those, the landing for the ramps, they have to go back out of the right of way a little bit. That's really the biggest time taker, is trying to secure that extra area. And we should probably get the funding sooner than
Okay.
29.
Yeah, because I'm just looking at, especially from the trailer court across 571 with school kids walking there in the Stone Meadows subdivision where I live, you know, that's a pretty busy area there with traffic. And
Yeah.
if we're not gonna get funding for another 3 years, do we have a plan for anything else out there in that area? I know the other spot, I believe, was right there across from the grain elevator at
Mhm.
J Street. So,
So the biggest thing on that would be to make sure that, one, anything we do is as safe as what the plan would call for as far as crossing. And second, we wouldn't want to do anything totally redundant that costs a lot of money. But when we get the final packet, it'll be a little more, there'll be more dates and funding amounts and stuff mentioned then. And then I was going to have a conversation with Mary Hoy from ODOT and discuss what some of those options could be. Because we kind of talked about a phased approach originally with Manager Sheridan about possibly doing phases, but again, making sure that it's a safe crossing. So as soon as we get all the information, then I can update Manager Sheridan and council, and then we can talk with ODOT to see what we may be able to do ahead of time.
okay, sounds
She
great.
she said part of the holdup was acquiring the land that was needed. That was really what was keeping the funding from being as accessible earlier than rather than now.
Okay,
So it
makes sense.
depends on how quickly I think that happens is what I read in her notes.
So it could happen faster.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Probably.
All right.
Very good. Thank you.
Yep. Is there any new business?
I have a question. I sent an email about 721 Debron Road. They've got flooding. There's some issues with flooding, and I just wanted to touch base. We had some emails go back and forth, but I just want to touch base to see if we've got some ideas about fixing this issue they've got, or what, like, kind of how we can move forward. I know, like, if we can talk to the homeowners in the county and the farmer that owns that land and see what we can do to help. I mean, because there's an issue that needs to be solved, and I don't know, I mean, are there laws that, like, the homeowner would be responsible for stormwater? Or, like, how can we work to help our residents?
I mean,
If you want to start, that's fine.
well, unfortunately, there are rain events that you can't have a significant enough stormwater system to handle, so there'll always be flooding. Most municipal storm systems are built to a 10-year rain event, and the definition is that's if the water goes down within 24 hours. And that's not acceptable to most property owners. But the cost of expanding the system, the problem is any fix that we try to do there is gonna cause a problem somewhere else. Because that water's gotta get from there eventually down to the river, I would expect. And so even if you upsized the area there, all you would do is push the problem further down your system. So it's flooding, localized flooding, not like what they're having in Texas. The localized flooding is one of those issues that it's almost impossible to actually prevent any future flooding because the cost of expanding your storm sewer system.
So my understanding also, though, was there was a variance for a shed to be put in, but it's like a barn.
That had nothing to do with the flooding.
Okay, so it did
According
flood
to Mr.
before
Harris.
that then?
I'm
Because
sorry?
they've had I mean, it did flood before that then?
That's before my time.
Yes, I mean, the flood is actually on the opposite side. I'll explain it like in probably 1 minute. So that whole field is draining towards Deberon Road. This has been going on for decades, basically. So the steps we've taken in the past is we've talked to the farm to update their field tile to try and keep some of that water from actually making it to behind Deberon. But Deberon's kind of split up to where the water goes. It goes 3 different ways back there. And they did fix some field tile 15, 20 years ago, and it helped, but that stuff needs to be cleaned and maintained. And the rains we've been getting have been a lot harder. So the biggest thing is just trying to maintain what we currently have. The problem is if you took the millions of gallons that's coming off that field and tried to pipe them, we would not stand a chance. And these are 12-inch pipes, so if they're getting I think it might be the house that you were talking about, they have a 12-inch collection basin in their backyard. The shed sits beside it, but the water on that particular residence doesn't even go in that basin. It's very complicated. You know what I mean?
I get it.
So
I understand.
the shed, I will tell you this though, it's done what it's doing back there. Not that it's right. I'm just saying it's done what it's doing back there for decades, and the shed didn't change anything on that.
So is there a possibility that there could be blockages in that?
No.
No?
It is when it's coming off that field, like I said, calculated in the millions of gallons, when it's coming off that field, it's taking it. It's just
It can
our
only- it can
system
only take
is
what it can
maxed
take.
out.
How many inches did we get in a 2-hour period that one day?
So we got over 2, close to 3 locally.
yeah.
Well, that morning, I have never seen, when I came through the intersection here, there was water coming up through the manhole, with the Dewar Drive main, and I turned left onto Miami Street. I have never went through 8-10 inches of water in front of the city building in my life. And, that was there that morning at 6:50 or whatever it was. I went through there.
Yeah, it was the same thing on 571. I was coming from the west, and the water was so high there that I think it had moved some of the trash receptacles into the roadway, because the city workers were moving them back out onto the sidewalk and into the grass area. I couldn't believe how high the water was, because I'd never seen that.
And I did go up there and check that plat, because what's coming into it is equal to the pipe that's going out. So any upsizing on that system now, I checked basically everything downhill between there and Miami Street, and they were running at 100%. I mean, you couldn't squeeze another drop of water in there. So it's not that it's not running, it's just when we get these almost like monsoonal humidity type rains, it's just overwhelming the system. So there's steps you can look at to help solve problems, but I don't know how we would ever solve that without replacing that whole, like the storm on that south end of town, basically.
I don't know if it's still that way, but just north of that house that we're talking about, the earth is mounded up behind the back properties of Debron there, because there used to be fish hatcheries behind there. And I don't know, because they used to flood when we were kids there. And I mean, it would be 2-3 feet deep in that area there. How that's mounded from then, does that force the water any certain directions?
It helps retain the water for one, to help get it into the ground. But our ground's been so saturated this whole early summer, there's just no place for it to go. That's why it's like, instead of a half hour to fill up the system, it's taken like 10 or 15 minutes, because the water there's no saturation. But I'm not saying that there's absolutely nothing that can be done. I'm just saying that anything like related to our system of upsizing is only a possibility if you're willing to invest enough to basically upsize that whole section of town.
That makes sense.
Any other new business?
I had old business. Can we have that?
Sure. New old business.
The Hamilton Street parking lot we had talked about, you said you had dropped a letter.
It's on the to-do list. I'll get it out to you before the end.
Okay, thanks. And then the other thing, just since, Ron brought it up tonight, do we wanna trying to set up something with Randall residents? I don't know about the joint Southwest ambulance board, Scott, do we wanna put this on the workshop agenda, trying to get a meeting, or is that something that can just happen with email in between the time?
If we could get some discussion, I think that would be great, and I think it would be beneficial for Union Township Life Squad as a whole, and folks with the Miami Southwest Joint Ambulance Board, because that's definitely a concern. Yeah.
I think you'd sent us an email, but you'd been to a meeting with them and
Yes.
then you missed our meeting. Was there anything else you wanted to share from that?
No, not at this time. What I provided to you in the email,
Okay.
I think covered everything. Yeah. I did have one other.
Were we
go
talking
ahead.
about having a meeting like here, like not necessarily at the workshop, but like with Mr. Kaufman and
Yes.
like
Because the last
the
thing I
random
knew
residents,
that.
so it's not like this big public meeting.
That they were gonna originally try to reach out to, folks with the Randall residents with some of the names that Manager Sheridan had given them, and I don't know if that's happened yet, so.
Okay, so they have that information.
They do,
Okay.
yes, ma'am,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
And I wasn't trying to put you on the
No,
spot, Scott.
no, that's
I
fine.
just know that one of the things we're trying to have is
Open
you're on that
communication,
board
yeah.
so that we have that
Yeah.
communication, that relay, someone in that meeting coming back to our meeting, and that
Yeah.
we are better connected.
They do have their 1.5 mil renewal levy that is coming up. It's a 5-year renewal levy, and that is on the ballot in November.
So they did a renewal, not a replace?
No, it's a renewal. Yep. And I had 2 other quick comments, so I just wanted to give a huge thank you because I don't think they get enough credit. Joy Beatley and Travis Beatley put in so much work for the 4th of July celebration, for the parade. Travis is up here, Joy is down at the Transfiguration Church. They're making sure everything goes off with no problems. It was a tremendous parade this year. I heard lots of good comments about it. And Tom Beck too. I mean, Tom Beck spent hours upon hours down there filming the parade. It was live on the public access channel. And he was down there at the park. I saw him down there. I went down in the afternoon. And I also want to thank Hoffman Church for taking over the chicken dinner from the Lions Club to keep that going. So again, it was tremendous. I know they ordered 500 quarter chickens, and I'm sure they sold out with no problem. And also the Women's Auxiliary with the fire department took over the bingo from the Lions Club down at the park to keep another great tradition going. So I did not make it down there at all this time because I was too busy, and it was kind of nice to have a little bit of a break over the 4th of July and not have to work down there. So I don't know how well they did, but
It looked packed. It looked
I
busy every
heard-
time I
I heard
went
the
by
4th
there.
was packed.
I went down twice. I went the very first night to help them get started. And then I went back on Friday night, and they did rather well. Friday night was packed.
Wow, great. Did you call?
No, they have their own caller.
Oh, okay.
I've been retired.
Ah, well, I think you do a very good job. They missed out. Yeah,
But I think they did as well as the Lions had done in years past.
good,
Every
very
bit
good.
as- Every bit of that and some more.
Well, I hated that I missed it. I've been playing it since the 70s, and I'm still a little sour because I've never won one game down there. So I've been playing for a lot of years and never won a game. So one day, maybe, I'll strike it rich. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Sorry, I got one more. So, with code enforcement, I had asked if we could have it as just a recurring agenda item, just to kind of keep us all informed of what's happening. I know you guys mentioned last go around, we're gonna focus on Miami Street, and any update from there? I just know there's.
We have every street covered except Miami Street. Lieutenant Stevens is off this week on vacation. We were gonna try to get to it last week, but time just didn't allow because I'd been gone for a couple weeks. So that is on the agenda for next week for us to do. We're gonna cover all of Miami Street. He sent out an additional 30-some letters last week for the other properties, which brings us up to over, I think, 150 letters this year that we've sent out so far. We've gotten a great response from it. A lot of folks took it upon themselves just to go ahead and clean up or fix the problems. And so it's been rather well. One of our problem properties was recently sold, and that developer, or not developer, but contractor bought that. and has been in contact or tried to contact Mr. Sheridan. He's been trying to reach them back because they want to bring that property up to code and make it livable again. It's not a place that can be livable at this moment.
Thanks.
Would you want to add code enforcement to the agenda for the workshop?
Sure, yep. Is there anything, just while we are on camera, that you guys are looking at in particular? Is it weeds around the houses?
This
Is
year,
it
we've sent out a lot
dead
of letters
limbs?
about bushes, weeds, not mowing the yards. Actually, one of Mr. Herron's employees, Josh Horn, has been very good about going around and contacting the properties we have a tag we put on the door. If they don't mow after they've been tagged, we go back and mow them. And then we assess the property tax later in the year. We do the one-time-a-year deal that we've always done, or actually started this year, that was passed last year by council. So that's basically he's pretty aggressive on those. He keeps a track of those as well. He lets us know if there's any issues, so we've been watching those. We've had several letters were sent out about boats and trailers and campers. People, I think, forget it gets summer again, so they are putting those back in the driveway when they're not supposed to be storing them there. It's okay to have it there for 48 hours to load and unload if you are going camping or just got home from camping. There's no violation there, but it can't be stored on the street or on your property in front of the residence. We do have people that are in compliance that do have hard surfaces, which has to be asphalt or concrete, that do park their trailers beside their home. It just can't be in front of the home.
Do we know, and I don't know the exact spot, the man that came to council about the Dollar General not having taken care of the weeds and stuff?
That is one of the areas that Lieutenant Stevens went by. I'd have to check to see. That was while I was on vacation. But he was aware of that and was going to take a look at it, yes.
Okay.
If we have not, I guarantee we will be.
Okay. I feel like you do notice that, like, a lot of people, I don't know, the front may look okay, it's like they neglect the sides between the neighbors, and so
Right.
whether it's the weeds and now the squirrels that planted the maple trees and the
Sure.
walnut trees that are all coming up in the fence lines,
Right.
and is it ours, is it yours, is it no one's, and
Right.
it gets neglected. So
Yeah,
thank you, I appreciate what.
The letters have been well accepted for the most part. I had a resident come in just prior to the council meeting tonight who wanted to be better educated on code enforcement because they don't want to violate it. So we had a very positive meeting, talked about that. I gave her some resources and things to look at. Told her she could go look. The code is on our website. So if you go to the West Milton website and look there, there's a tab for you to go look at all the ordinances, and all the codes are in there for you to look at that we are out looking for violations and enforcing.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Sure.
Any other new or old business? Right. Any comments by citizens?
Yeah, I'm just gonna comment, since we showered all this praise on Marvin, I think we gotta throw a little Jane's way, his sidekick for more than a couple of years there.
60.
I didn't want to go there with numbers, but they've been together more than a minute, and for everything he's involved in, she's often by his side.
Thank you.
And you just had a birthday.
I did.
Yeah,
and-
happy belated
and
birthday.
I want to tell you, we go to bingo that night, and I won the first game.
Awesome.
It was the lowest money.
I fixed it up that way.
Good job, Marvin. Yeah, well, good stuff.
All right. Seeing no comments by citizens. Any other comments by citizens? Are there any motions for adjournment?
I
motion we
adjourn.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Ayes have it. Thank you, everyone.
Before I have more.